Press Start Video Games.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Press Start TV. We are here today to talk about some awesome stuff. We're going to be covering some cameras, accessories, the Kinect, the PlayStation camera, that type of thing. We're going to talk about Nintendo. They got a lot of new announcements coming out, and we're also going to be talking about the Destiny beta, which just concluded, which is amazing. But we'll get to that later on. Today, my name is Will. Actually, every day my name's Will. With me, as always, of course, is Nine. We got Gage here.
Hello.
And filling in for Sam today, we have a producer, Nate.
What's going on?
All right, so let's just jump right into it. We've got the Kinect and the PlayStation 4 camera, and then of course before that we had the Kinect 1.0, I guess you want to call it, and then the PlayStation 3 camera, and even before that we had the PS2 camera,
Right.
Which I never really used.
Can I have the option to forget about those things?
Yeah, that was.
I don't.
Which ones? All of them?
All those last three
The
that were
PlayStation
mentioned.
I was okay. There was like one game that I used to play on it.
What was that?
One game.
I don't remember. It was
Realize you just said one game.
So it wasn't worth the money to
for the
produce the
one
product
game.
for one game.
What,
I don't.
what games were there on the PS2?
Dance something?
The PS2, the camera was
DDR,
more used
I
for
think.
like putting yourself.
There was like a
on
face
ID
recognition
cards, like
game, I think,
SOCOM.
wasn't there? SOCOM.
SOCOM, you could
Yeah,
put it on like
yeah.
your badge for your character. Need for Speed, you could put it on your license.
Just
Or that was,
unnecessary.
maybe that was Burnout. That was one of those.
Regardless, it shouldn't have been
It
a
was
thing.
an EA
Yeah.
game.
So you really didn't. I think you could record some video of yourself at home and then save it to
I don't
your
even know
PS.
that you
I
could
don't-
do that.
Could you do that? Did they have that kind of thing?
You could do it on the
don't think the
PS3
PlayStation I
when
can
they
do
had
that.
the iCreate.
Yeah.
Oh,
The PS3, I have done it.
awesome thing there.
I get
I
it.
actually use that. So yeah, and then of course, so really didn't, wasn't very useful
Oh,
during
no.
that generation.
I don't think it's
No.
been useful until this past year.
Yeah,
of course,
even
so-
Kinect didn't really
It's-
push it
The
in
cameras
the
really
direction.
aren't that useful. They're just a gimmick, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so I think, well, so we went to the PlayStation 3 and to the Xbox 360. PlayStation 3 camera, of course, they wanted to try to capture that phenomenon that we had basically done. Is
Sure.
appeal to
Yeah.
not just the core gamer, but the casual gamer,
Yep.
more so the casual gamer. So they were like, hey, we want a piece of that.
Get the family involved, get up
so
off the couch kind
you
of
had
thing.
to use the same thing, like a nunchuck and a move, but they had the move controller and what was that thing? With
Navigation
the
control.
navigation
Yeah.
control.
And then the Kinect just kind of your body.
Kinect was a.
You are the controller. Remember those
You're-
campaigns?
You're the controller.
But these things, started to pick up a little steam because of that generation. They
Yeah.
were trying to. More people were familiar with the Wii.
Yeah.
And they were trying to release games that capture that audience. That were, I mean,
how many
most
bowling
gamers,
games
though,
have been
don't
out
really,
there because of
I
motion
staked
control?
bowling on the PS3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, bowling. Yeah, that's a thing.
Did you even play any of those games on?
I didn't play. Let's see, that's a lie.
Just
That's a lie.
I played original Just Dances because confession time. I love Just Dance games.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't
only
mind
thing I
Just
use my cameras
okay.
for.
I just don't want people to see me playing Just Dance.
My
But they released a couple different games though. They had like the shoot, the part, like try to get the, like the Mario
Yeah.
Party type
Yeah.
games.
my friend had the unfortunate, Kinect Adventures, but my friend had the unfortunate time of purchasing the Star Wars Kinect game,
I'm sorry.
which
gosh.
I was kind of excited for because I
I played that because it was Star Wars.
I mean, Star
That's the
Wars,
only
and you get in
reason
there,
anybody played that game
and my
was
friend's
because
like,
of
"Come
Star Wars."
over, we're gonna dance as Boba Fett." I'm like, "What? What?
No.
But sadly, that was like the best part of the
That
game.
was the best part of the game, though.
Kinect dancing.
Yeah, but see, if I wanted to Connect Dance, I'm just gonna go to Just Dance, where it's way better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or what's
So-
the other one? Dance Central. That's not-
Dance Central, which
that-
I mean,
which one was first?
Just Dance was first, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, because Dance
One
Central's
of
only
them-
it's on its third iteration.
Yeah.
We'll get to the Just Dance games in a second because I really think that is one of the core games for.
That's a very big
Oh,
market.
Ubisoft's
actually.
pushing it.
That
There's
is a
also-
very big market.
There was also what Connectimals.
Connectimals. I mean,
iPad
Kinect
for
Sports.
PS3.
Kinect Rivals.
Kinect Sports Rivals was kind of big.
I tried Kinect Sports. It was okay.
I've played
Yes.
it. I mean, the Kinect 2.0 has come a long way since the first Kinect.
Oh,
And
agreed.
it
Same with the
shows-
PlayStation 4 camera
Definitely.
over the PS3
Right.
camera.
I mean, I have no
Huge
experience with the PS4
leaps and
camera yet. I'll leave that to you guys. But I actually like the Kinect 2.0, but I did the thing that everybody does. Hey, 2 months of awesome. I don't really want to use it anymore.
Right.
So I can't force myself to way to use maybe just the voice controls or any kind of controls. The only thing I use it for now is streaming on Twitch.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's like we grew up playing with controllers for commands
Right.
and inputs. That's how we're natively built.
Yeah, and you
and
can
just
this is
easier.
more for an audience that's growing into gaming that will understand how this works from the ground go.
Sure.
I think
You know?
the perception is, Nate, like you said earlier, that there's more of just a, what'd you say, a fad, really, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe a
it
fad.
could
They were
Yeah.
just cashing in on the gimmick because the Wii was
gimmick,
magically
Yeah, but,
successful.
I mean, I don't
100
want to.
million sold.
I
It's
don't
incredible.
assume it's a fad because I still don't think it's caught on as much as they want to catch it on. Yet, and I don't think it's just a gimmick right now. Well, it's a gimmick, but I don't think it's just a thing right now because of all the money they've put into this thing.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
just going to let it go and let
No.
it be a fad. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a rob of
Right.
Nintendo.
Right.
There's a ton of money in
rob.
this. There's a ton of money in this market for cameras to be engaging for the whole casual gamer. They can't just let it go.
So yeah, and then of course now currently they have the PS4 camera and the Kinect 2.0, dramatically improved over the previous versions, and I think they try to appeal to the core gamer to allow you to do the the voice commands inside games, but like the one guy said it was from Microsoft. If you're playing like Dead Rising or something, and your dog walks in,
starts
and
barking.
barks,
It'll alert the zombie,
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
is it's
and
kind of
then,
cool.
and then you get a new dog because you can't have that
You
dog
can't have
anymore.
that happening now.
the technology in both the PS4 camera, which is amazing, and the Kinects, which they look fantastic. A lot of features, but I still think that most gamers, like you said, they just want the controller.
For me, it's just the way I grew up. I can get there so much faster using the controller than I'm trying to scream at my PlayStation or Xbox to get it to work. And when I don't want it to work, it's picking up the audio in my movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's rewinding my Netflix.
Or just stopping and going home to the dashboard. I'm like, thanks, Xbox. I didn't want to watch that movie anyway.
Right. I mean, you can walk up to any kid now who has an Xbox and be like, hey, do you want to play with your Kinect or do you want to take this controller? You're going to pick the controller. I'm going to
Exactly.
say 50 out of 51 times. Like, that's just
So
what
like
I'm gonna go
90% of the time?
with. Oh, yeah.
99% of the
Every
time?
time. Yeah. Again, the exception being Just Dance.
Just,
I love that
I
game.
It's
think
great.
that the developers aren't going to spend time to develop hardcore games for hardcore gamers using the Kinect and the PS4
Sure.
camera. I just don't think that that's where the market is.
I still think I like the Kinect 2.0. Don't get me wrong. I think it's missing that one really key game
It's
to
missing
get
the
it to roll.
focus. The game needs to be focused around the camera, and Just Dance does it right.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can play the game.
and
Only
it's
certain games can do that anyway.
Yeah,
Because
and
there's some
that's what
games like
makes
a
it so
first-person
difficult.
shooter. You can't play that.
Yeah, I'm not
with-
hiding
Now,
behind my
see,
couch the whole time.
Surgeon Simulator would be an awesome Kinect game.
Yeah, that would be
Or a
incredible.
PlayStation camera game. That if they put that on those consoles, it would sell. I
I
guarantee it.
definitely think it's all about options. It's nice to have the people that are into like fitness, they can do that whole thing. The people that are
Xbox
into
Fitness,
like the
great.
dance
Yeah,
games,
exactly.
the Just Dance games, just great stuff.
Or
but,
we Fit even.
For me, it's just not my big.
Cup of tea.
I'll use it here and there because I'll go up and dance and that kind of thing. But other than that, anyway, we'll wrap this up now. We'll have more for you when we get back. Welcome back. All right, we just got done talking about the Kinect camera, the Kinects and the PlayStation 4 camera. It was great. Let's talk about some Nintendo stuff. They had some big announcements recently. We actually had the privilege to go down and meet with Nintendo and take a look at some of the things they have coming out. We got hands-on with a couple things. Let's start off with Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warrior.
I think on this side of the show, kind of up and kind of down.
Yeah.
Let me guess, you're on the downside.
I am on
aren't
the
you, Gabe?
downside.
Well,
for
you
Hyrule
think it's
Warriors.
just the same thing as Akari?
It's
Warriors.
no, it's the same. It's the same thing as Dynasty Warriors,
Dynasty.
which
I don't
is
know why I
which
was
is a
thinking
straight
Akari.
playoff.
That's old
of-
school right
and-
there.
yeah, Akari Warriors.
Yeah, Hyrule is way old school.
I'm not into the Dynasty Warriors thing. I don't care if you put 100 people on a screen. Let me spin around in a circle. I don't. It doesn't interest me.
Yeah, but if you did
If you paid attention to the
Batman
story.
Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, you would definitely
Yeah,
buy
if it was-
that.
if it
I
was-
would play
that would
it.
be all
If
year.
Arkham-
Sure.
If Arkham Knight was in the realm of Dynasty Warriors, you'd buy the crap out of
Hey,
it.
I'd buy it. Doesn't mean I'd
Batman
have to
with like
like
a million
it. I've
Jokers on
played.
the
I've played bad Batman games. All right, I've done it.
Yeah.
But it looks good. I think it'll be successful only because it's got the Zelda name attached to it.
Well, that's why it's gonna sell
enjoyed it
product.
so much.
If this was Dynasty Warriors 15, I wouldn't sell as well.
Only
It could be
had
the
8.
same game, but just with the reskin for Zelda.
You
gonna
had
sell.
some hands-on with it. What'd you think?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I've been looking for a Zelda game like this for a long time. Complete and utter chaos, because you play these Zelda games and you're wandering around and you're like, all right, there's 5 enemies in this whole room. Why is there only 5 enemies? These people are supposed to be guarding some massive piece of equipment or whatever.
So
For me, it's exactly what I want out of a Zelda
Nice.
game. It may not be what fans are looking for in a
Oh,
Zelda
it's
game.
definitely not the core Zelda fan
It's not
game.
core based. It's definitely like a holdover title.
So
There's
some
nothing wrong with
interesting-
spin-offs.
Some interesting information about it. The graphical style does support, looks more like the Twilight Princess, I
Right.
guess. And of course, the Ocarina of Time introduced their legendary combat system for Zelda games, and it's really kind of focused around that with some cool
Yeah.
moves. But again, I think it'll sell well. I think it'll kind of appease Zelda fans until the
Yeah, I
actual
mean, this
Zelda
is
comes
a
out.
fan service game
Hell yeah.
through and through. It's not canonical.
And it's
not,
going to bring two groups of people together: Dynasty Warriors fans and Zelda fans.
so
Sure.
like 90-10.
So they're tapping into two different,
Right.
groups.
Yeah, so we also had a chance to play Yoshi's Woolly World. This game, we had a chance to look at it at E3. We had more hands-on with it, and I just looked like a kind of a little kid game that was okay. But
It's
after
a-
watching you guys play a little bit, I was just like, wow.
It is absolutely adorable. It's
Yeah.
the cutest thing I've ever been a part of. I love
Something I
it.
thought I'd never hear you say, Gage.
I love it. If Nintendogs looked like that, I would have that game.
I'd probably have to.
But no, it was a lot of fun, and there's a lot. Something this game's doing a lot of, and I've just been noticing on even the early builds, is there's a lot of attention to detail in this game. The level is just kind of, it shapes around you as when you step down. There's weight to the Yoshi characters. It looks like you're.
It's not like they're landing on just a hard surface.
Yeah, it looks like I'm dropping a ball of yarn onto a
it's
fabric
all
surface.
yarn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely that kind of element there, and you gotta love the detail and the backgrounds and the scenery of Yoshi
And
games. You
Nintendo's
have.
always good for stuff like that.
Oh,
too.
yeah, absolutely.
That's one thing they've been good about since the early days of Mario.
Yeah,
What's
I mean,
that?
They love
Attention to
adding
detail.
good details.
Detail, yeah.
and Easter
Or
eggs and
they're
stuff.
just
very
little
detailed.
tidbits that they're not going to tell you about that if you notice, you're just like, yeah,
That's so
Nintendo,
cool.
I love that. I want more of that.
Another thing that Nintendo does very, very well, I think, as of right now, better than anybody, is the local multiplayer.
Yeah, just co-op.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
killing it. They've always killed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they
Mario
have
Kart,
they
Smash
clearly
Bros.
have the grip on local multiplayer, and they're not letting go anytime soon.
No,
and the
and
introduction
more
of
places should follow suit because local multiplayer.
that's your best
It's so
experience
much
in gaming.
more fun
It's
for me.
wonderful.
It's fantastic. Sit on the couch like this playing a game.
Exactly.
It is fantastic. I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in that game. It's a great looking Yoshi game. We also played a game that was kind of on Miyamoto's secrets list
Secret
called
to-do
Project Guard, which is interesting. Makes great use out of the Nintendo
gamepad.
Yeah.
A really quick story about that. We were playing that, and it is definitely a kind of a party type of a game.
It
Yeah,
had
Gage.
that feel.
How was that?
So Gage was playing it, and there was about 10 of us in the room, and he's basically getting yelled at from all 10 of us on what to do.
It was a lot of pressure. You guys had me on a ton of pressure. I was trying to look down and look up at the same time and shoot robots. Well, you guys have the easy job of going, camera two, camera one. And I'm just freaking out the whole time.
So basically,
That's frantic,
There's a
is what
you're
set of
saying.
cameras.
Frantic.
Robots come in from each end, and you got to pick the camera, then shoot the robots, and it looks good. But there was one interesting thing that
So
you picked
a
up
tiny
on.
detail I picked up on, and I don't know if this was while I was playing the game or not, but the cameras have a logo on it, and the logo is very clearly the Star Fox logo from all the Star Fox games. And then I asked about it, and I said, "What's with the Star Fox logo on the cameras?" And they kind of gave us a
Well, we'll see
slanted,
what's going on.
hinted,
Did
kind of.
not mean anything.
They brought up the
except it was
fact
there.
that they did show off a very small portion of a
The Star Fox
game at E3. It wasn't on the show floor. They
No.
showed off, it was in an
It
article.
was
that I saw
literally
it on.
just Miyamoto playing
Star
Star
Fox
Fox
on
and
the
being
Wii U.
goofy, his goofy self.
So that's all that we know
And
there.
they had no direct
One
relation
picture, that's
or
all we got.
anything, maybe. But
So another thing that we had the chance to finally see up close and personal was the actual amiibo figures.
Oh,
The
yeah.
amiibo figures,
So
I
pretty.
think, are going to be successful. They will launch with the release of
Brothers.
Smash Brothers for
Brothers.
the Wii U, I think, right?
yep,
And these things are basically kind of like a Skylanders Disney Infinity character. How it works is you store all of your information on the bottom of the character, how it sits. You use the Wii gamepad to scan the item, so you don't need a separate portal unless you're playing on the 3DS. But your Mario character might be totally different than my Mario
yeah.
character.
Completely
so
different.
The stats are totally different, and of course you can use them from game to game to game. This is, I think, the genius of Nintendo. I mean, I think people will buy these things just to buy them.
that's what I'm.
Just
I
to buy
don't.
the figures. I don't
I'm
even
gonna
have
go broke,
a Wii.
honestly.
Yeah.
I'm buying all of them. I'm
I-
gonna use
yeah.
them.
I don't. In my mind, I have plans to use at least one for Smash Bros. Because I'm a Fox main, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna have the Fox one that
Yeah,
I've already
Fox main.
seen. But past that, I might just buy the Peach, the Zeldas, the
Just
Wii
to have
Fit
the
Train,
staple
just to have them.
characters,
You know,
yeah.
they look really cool, and the prototypes.
I hope they
that
come
we
out
saw-
as detailed as those prototypes.
What do you
Super
think? They
detailed.
look beautiful.
They
though.
were
yeah.
really good.
gorgeous
Yeah,
for.
really
It's like it looked
They
like
blow Skylanders
Yeah.
and Infinity figures out of the water.
and like the Donkey Kong build we saw wasn't just like a smoothed over Donkey Kong just to
No,
be a
he
Donkey
had
Kong.
flecks of hair and
it was stand out
shading,
like Donkey Kong
oh
looks
my
like in
God.
the game.
See, and even if you do
Gorgeous.
have these things, of course, when another game comes out that is going to utilize them, you just insert your character.
Yep.
I,
and
I want
then
to see. I just want to see special editions of the characters. I want like a Metal Mario
or Tanuki
Pink Gold
Super
Peach
Mario.
or something. Yeah.
But the question is, will these be compatible with different titles? Like they said, we'll be using these for Mario Kart 8, Mario Party 10,
Smash Bros,
but will it be-
Yoshi's. They're using it on, and there's one more game. That's
Right,
I
but
can't
will we have to buy two separate versions of Mario to play Mario Kart 8 and
No.
Smash Bros?
No,
No,
It's all
I don't think
one
so.
character
Yeah.
across
Moves
all the
around.
games
Oh,
that
okay.
it supports. The only thing they didn't say is your stats. We asked them if the stats would carry over from Mario Kart to Mario Party to Smash Brothers, and they said probably not.
I imagine it's gonna
because
be a
it's a
different
different
rating for each
set
game.
of stats for each style
Yeah.
game.
Right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
So
make
there's
sense.
no official word, but they would suggest that it wouldn't work.
One other game that we saw was Fantasy Life. Gage and I did a separate recording for you guys on that, a review on that game. Looks amazing. Super excited about that. You can check that out on our YouTube page at youtube.com/PSVGTV.
And if you're watching the video right now, there should be a link like right here. Click somewhere right here.
Okay, we'll have more for you when we get back. Okay, welcome back. So we just got done talking about Nintendo. Let's get into one of the biggest games that is coming out this year. I think a ton of people are just looking forward to this game. I know I am. Let's talk about Destiny. Destiny released their beta for a week-ish, something like that.
2 weeks for PlayStation, about
I
a
had
little
it
less
for
than a
about
week.
4 days.
Yeah, a little bit less than a week for everybody else.
So you know, this game, obviously from Bungie, who made Halo, and you know, it has some Halo-esque things about it, but
Space.
well, let's get
Space
you-
and the Fallen definitely feel very much like the Covenant.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
But Nate, what's your take on this so far?
Well, it kind of reminds me of Borderlands, actually.
Yeah,
But
that's the other game that we get comparisons to. For
right. But aside from that, I think the game looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Playing through missions does feel a lot like Halo to me. I know a lot of people were saying that it might not feel like Halo to them. I thought I got that Halo vibe.
I got that
right
Halo
away.
vibe
And maybe
from the
I don't know if
missions.
it's because how I play first-person shooters, but I felt like I was still jumping like Chief, and the enemies were still reacting like they would
Right.
in a typical Halo game.
and with the Ghost narrating the mission the entire time, like Cortana narrating the mission
Definitely
the entire time.
felt like
They've got
Halo.
that first-person connection with an AI
Sure.
going on again. So it's definitely got draws from Halo.
Yeah.
I think you know that which is fine. I think you know if you got some of the same people that are involved, you're gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
As far as
No,
like
I
the
mean-
compat or the AI or that kind of thing. My opinion, I think there is a good combination of both. And kudos to Bungie for producing something new. So basically, you've got the Borderlands game, which is a great
Excellent formula.
co-op, you know, multiplayer experience.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Halo, of course, which is obviously you know a legendary game in itself. But they managed to somehow create a new feel, which I thought was you know going to be a difficult thing to do, especially for the first-person shooter genre. A lot of people are going to have those comparisons. They're going to say it's this or that, the other, but it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I played it a little bit. I didn't have too much time. I am a very busy person, if you didn't know. I got to play it a little bit. I got to play it level 4, and I felt good with it. You know, I liked what I was doing in the game. I liked going back to the tower. You know, like your home city kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still like to check. I like MMOs.
Did you buy another spaceship?
No.
Yes.
I bought 2.
Why?
Because they're awesome.
Okay.
So I know you were on the fence about this game when it was first announced. What
Well,
do you think now?
all right, let's get into that because I was originally on the fence for this game, and then we played it at E3, and I loved it. I thought it was, for an alpha, it was incredibly well polished. And then I played the beta. I capped the cap in the beta, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
You capped at level 8, and then I unlocked all the abilities that you could unlock after level 8. But some interesting news came out recently that is a little upsetting just based on the scope that they've been promoting this game. There's only one available exploration world per planet. So everything we played in the beta, the old Russia, is everything we'll see. Now, granted, there were locked sections in the
Old
beta
Russia,
that we
sure.
couldn't get to,
Right.
and there were high-level sections that you just got obliterated
And
if
it
you
was
went
a
in
pretty
there.
large
But
place.
it does make me worried that the scope of this game is getting narrower as time goes forward.
But at the same time, they want it to last like 10 years. So
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
going to
I
be
don't see
lots
how
of
it's gonna-
expansion
I
packs.
see exactly. I think it's going to be a.
It's just going to get repetitive because
Well,
you're going to be doing the
It
same
could, but
style
they could
missions
do
over
di-
and over again in the same corridors, in the same areas of the same planet.
They could change it up a little bit
Possibly.
with the packs.
They could
though.
open up
I
for
mean,
different regions.
I'm worried.
Sure.
I still like it. I still think it feels great. It plays great. It moves wonderfully.
Yeah.
So can you go to different planets?
Yes, you can go to different planets. You got Venus, Mercury, Saturn, the Moon, Earth, and a couple others.
So
What about Uranus?
I think you can go to Uranus.
I wonder what we're going to get out of that.
I apologize.
It's hard,
I'm
it's
so
hard
sorry.
to say. I think it'll be a huge game because, Nate, like you said, they're trying to tout this game for 8 to 10 year lifespan.
Right.
I don't see how they would be able to do that without having a ton of
Right,
places.
they're
to go.
pushing the MMO directive.
I think it's going to follow, and bring it back to Borderlands, I think it's going to follow that Borderlands formula. Here's the game, here's the DLC pack.
3 months, here's the DLC,
pack. Maybe not even
3
3
months,
months.
here's
You might see like a 9-month cycle on that
But
just
see,
to open up different regions.
That's just how, that's how Borderlands did it. They were on a 3-month cycle for
Right.
the 4 biggest expansion packs, and then they had little, like,
In
with
between.
Borderlands 2, they added little side missions that you could buy for
Right.
like $2 or $3.
Yeah.
Like add-ons and stuff.
I believe that that's what they're going to do. Now, granted, the collector's edition and the what's it called, the Ghost edition or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
come with season passes for the first 3 expansion packs.
Okay, so
Or
it does
first 2
specify the
expansion
first
packs.
3 expansion packs.
2 or 3.
Because if this is going to have like a 10-year cycle, there's going to be more than 3.
They're,
You would
well,
think.
be a
like I
lot.
said earlier, they're pushing the MMO directive on this.
Right,
So they're
unless they
pushing
follow,
for
like-
long term,
They follow that wow.
which means they've got a low level cap to start with, which is smart. They can bump it up a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually just work it into this massive community.
Yeah. And the game, again, like you said, it plays great, it looks great, it moves very, very smooth, and I think there is a level of customization when you get to the tower. You can upgrade your guns, your ammo,
Ship.
your armor, your ship. There's just tons of different things to do with this game. I think a lot of people are going to be into it, and Sony thinks so too. I guess they're releasing a white PS4 later on this year
Yeah,
with
just
Bundled
as
with Destiny, yep.
Yeah.
just insane. I mean, the game, I think a lot of people are going to jump on board when they're playing it. You see your friends playing it, you're going to want it. I think it's going to do awesome. And there you go. Destiny looks amazing. So, a couple of things. Check us out on Facebook. Let us know what you want us to talk about. You can check us out on facebook.com/PressStartVG. Also, check us out on youtube.com/PSVGTV. We'd love to hear from you, and that's all we have for you right now.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.